Happy Thursday, everyone. This is Tiffany Nicole Speaks. I am back with yet another helpful video. I am definitely, as always, hoping that my self-help videos help someone. And so today, guys, we are talking about, how we can better prepare and how we can plan for, the next day, the next week, the next month, or even the next year. And so as we begin to go into 2024, I know everybody has New Year's resolutions. And, this year for me, that is not the most important. A New Year's resolution is more so just making sure that I am better prepared for the next year. So in speaking about that, we are talking about it's a new year and it is a new you. And so you don't want to go into a new year with your old self, being your old self. You want to kind of make sure that you're more prepared and better prepared to address things as they should be, to attack goals and to achieve goals as best we can. And so, in just talking about all of that, I thought, what better way to make a video, to address some of these things so that hopefully this can help someone. I know these things that I'm going to share with you today, these tidbits, I know that they definitely can be helpful. These are things that I use throughout my day to help me stay on task and to dedicate myself to these things. And so I'm definitely hoping that this is going to be helpful to you. And so let's just go ahead and dive right in, right? We are getting ready to prepare for a new you. Welcome 2024 already, because you're going to be prepared and you're going to be ready. So first, let's just start off with the headline, follow through. Okay. Come on now, 2024. We have got to follow through. This is a new you. And so in introducing this new self, we need to make sure that we are following through. The first thing that I will say after following through, put yourself in a mind frame of achieving. You want to achieve goals. And in order to do that, you have got to strategically figure out ways of how you can better prepare yourself. And that comes with following through. First, you got to follow through. You have to commit. You actually have to commit to planning, to being a better planner, to being more prepared. It just makes you feel better, right? So I want to say the first tip, y'all ready? The first tip is to brain dump. This is the end of 2023. I need for you to write down everything that you need to get done. Okay? And we are not talking about New Year's resolutions. We are talking about writing down everything that you need to get done. What does your to-do list look like? Write your task down, big or small. Write them down. Let's brain dump. Let's empty everything off of our brains, because our brains can remember a lot, but at the same time, let's take some of that heavy load off of ourselves and let's put it on paper. Putting it on paper will help you commit, okay? Because it's a visual. It's going to be a visual that you see. It puts things into perspective for you because you see it written down. It's something you wrote and it's down on paper. So this is going to help you follow through. You follow me? So brain dump, write it all down, big or small. This will help you commit. This will possibly allow you to come up with more goals, more things that you need to add to your to-do list. And that's okay, because you have a whole year to get some of these things done. Moving on to our next tip. Give yourself space to organize. Never try to organize in clutter, okay? Never try to plan in clutter. Clear the clutter. Make sense? Clear the clutter. You cannot successfully plan, successfully follow through when your place, your workspace is full of clutter. So give yourself space. Organize. That means simply make sure your areas are clear. Make sure you have a desk so that you can work at your desk. Now, I must tell you a bad habit that I recently started was working from my bed, because I thought that that was where I was most comfortable. But I must say, when I'm in my bed, I don't get as much done. I'm not as effective when I'm sitting at the desk, if that makes sense. So you want to make sure that you have a space and that you commit to the space. You know, don't go and try to work from your sofa or sit on the floor. Work from your desk. Okay? Get you a nice chair, something that's comfortable, nice color, whatever is going to attract you to that space. Take pride in that space, because that is where you will spend lots of time. Okay? Another thing, balancing. That can be hard for a lot of us. Balancing our work life, balancing our personal life. We have got to find balance. You have to have a time where you simply commit to your everyday, right? Your life, what's important to you, what matters, things that nurture you. You have got to make sure that you dedicate yourself. You have to treat yourself right, okay? We can't neglect or abandon ourselves because we feel that we have these goals. You know, we have all of these tasks to do. That's fine, but you have to make sure that you take care of the foundation. The foundation is you. You are going to be the person that is holding everything else up. You know, so if you're going to be the person handling and juggling all of these different things, the foundation has got to be solid. So you have to have a time when you are simply taking care of you, whether that is working out, whether that is spending time just having fun and doing some things that you like, you enjoy, you know, spending time with family, whatever it is. Nurture yourself in that way so that you can go in to you know, your new goals, your new plans, your future, so that you can go into that as a healthy, happy, and whole person. And so you don't want to go into anything just struggling with all of these different, loads, different, sets of loads. You want to make sure that you are in a good headspace. So balancing rest and work, both matter. Another thing, keep things out of your head. This is what I was saying earlier. Be sure to write down things that you need to get done. Okay? Do not try to remember it all because you have, this supernatural memory. Write it down anyway. It's only going to keep you sharp. It's only going to sharpen you. It's only going to keep you, ahead of the game. And so be sure to commit to writing things down. The next one, build a system you can trust. Now, a lot of these systems may work for me, right? But you have simply got to take some of what I have shared with you and create your own structure. This is my structure. This is what works for me. But you are welcome to take any of these points and create your own. You know, this is simply just an outline for me. This is what I use. This is my template, and this is what works. However, you may find out that the point before is not something you're good at. And so you may have to either A, work at it, or B, throw it out. You know, if it makes sense to you, great. If it doesn't, you may have to find something else to substitute it. But find a system, build a system that works for you. And we're going to talk a little bit about the system. Our next one is do the most important task first. I think that it's very easy to get distracted, right? We can become multitaskers and, get used to the everyday hustle that we forget, so we can forget that we have many things to do. And so I just want to remind you all to make sure that you do the most important tasks first and do them together. Don't go from little tasks to big tasks. Do all your big tasks and do all of your small tasks. Small tasks, if you need to wipe a table down, you need to sweep a floor, those things take 2-3 minutes. Those are things that you typically want to do together. You don't want to get started on a big task, then walk away, then go sweep, then wipe the table down, and you forget about the big task that you were just working on, and now it's unfinished. So just be sure to group your big tasks together and your small tasks. Moving on, I want to introduce you guys to the Eisenhower Matrix. I want to advise you to use that. It's something that I recently discovered. It is a 4-box strategy. And what you're doing, yes, your life is somewhat in a box. But you are pretty much labeling what's urgent and what's important. You're labeling what's important and what's not important. And so these things will help you these strategies, these boxes will help you kind of strategize what's important to you, what's not so important. What are things that you need to focus on and do now, and what are things that you can simply wait on. And so I want to advise you to use the Eisenhower Matrix, and I'll try to make sure that I provide that link to you on my YouTube channel. Also, plan ahead, even if it is the day before. Now, typically, I always say I like to begin planning at least a week ahead, sometimes even a month ahead. Start filling in days on your calendar. I don't care if it is a day for you or a day, dedicated to work life or, again, personal life, or, any projects you may be dedicating yourself to. Make sure you begin to jot those things down, put them on paper so that, again, they stand out to you, because writing something down means it's more bound to happen rather than just speaking it and saying, okay, I need to do this. And then it never gets done. It never gets attended to. We never ever hear about it ever again. And so be sure to plan ahead. If you can't plan a week ahead or you can't plan a month ahead, then I would definitely say go ahead and plan at least a day before. Now, plans do change. However, you do want to create, again, a structure or an outline, okay? Moving on to the fun stuff. To me, color markers or pen markers, whatever you call those, I love those. I live by all of these pen markers. I love them. I use them to color code everything. Everything from circling the date to circling, different tasks. I am labeling everything by color. And so this really helps me. Even if I'm paying a bill and I'm checking it off, or I'm marking paid, I have a strategy that I go by, and that works for me. If I still need to pay something, then I may write down, that amount and need to pay by this date so that it doesn't, it's not forgotten. Color coding, again, helps things stick out to me. You know, it keeps me interested, it keeps me engaged, and it keeps me excited about all of the great things that I have coming up. And so I want to advise you to invest in color markers, color pens, things that, you know, those tabs, like color tabs, things like that, that will get you excited about your future and about your plans, because everything that you are planning is important. It's important to you. And in order for other people to take your plan seriously, you have to be excited about it. And you have to take it seriously, and you have to follow through. Okay? So be sure to color code, circle, or add any additional symbols that will draw attention to the task. Even if it's an event, task, all of that. You want to color code all of that. File your documents, copies, and any important information. Again, this all has something to do with creating a space, a workspace where you can lay out your work, lay out your, different documents and your different sheets and forms, and you can put those things into a file folder, and you can put those tabs on there and just simply organize those things, and do it right when you're in the moment. Don't wait and say, I'm going to do it later. Follow through and get it done at the time when you're dealing with the task or the assignment. Do it at the time. Make the copies, file the paper, whatever it is. Do it at the time. Okay? Follow through. When you switch from one task to another, you simply lose effectiveness. And this is kind of what I spoke about earlier. You know, if you're cleaning the table, then you probably will want to take that time to wash dishes. You probably would want to take that time to sweep the floor. You probably will want to take the time to do these small tasks together, as opposed to trying to do big tasks and little tasks. That just makes you less effective, because you're having to stop and start. And this is not how you effectively plan, okay? Batch things together. So we want to use the word batch. Batch your planning, okay? Similar task. Batch the time to answer phone calls, okay? You have to have discipline, and you have to follow through. Batch your phone calls. Batch your emails. Batch your time for shopping, because most times, let's just be honest, if I go to one store, I probably will want to go to another store because I'm already out. So if I'm already out shopping, 9 times out of 10, I'm probably going to say, well, I might as well go ahead and stop over here at the market to pick this up because I'm already out. So again, batch your errands, batch those things, the shopping, batch those things together. Batch your answering calls together. Don't just become sporadic, or just, hey, I'm going to answer calls all throughout the day. There has to be a time. In order for people to respect your time, you have to be sure to batch those things together to be done at a certain time. Batch your meetings together. Don't spread them out to the point to where you're strung out. Batch those things together. Everything has its place, and everything has its time. So I hope this was helpful. I gave you all quite a bit. There are also different ways of how you can plan using an agenda book. I typically have 2 or 3 agenda books at a time that I'm working out of. I'm typically putting things in my phone as well as a backup reminder. I don't always put things in my phone, but certain things I do put in my phone. And so you may just want to use your calendar on your phone. You may want to use an agenda book. You may want to use an app that will allow you to jot these things down in your phone. If your phone is an easier way to plan rather than an agenda book, that is perfectly fine. Again, just make sure that even in your phone, you are batching those things together, you are scheduling, and also that you are color coding these things. Okay, make sure that you have your life, your work life, completely organized and or planned. And then also in planning all of that, it's nothing wrong with using technology as a planner. So if you feel that you could definitely plan better and more effectively on your cell phone, I definitely advise you to go that route. Again, you want to use the most effective way for you, the whatever your structure is, because everyone has their own way in which they can be more effective. So again, I am going to provide the outline for you guys about the strategy we talked about earlier, the Eisenhower matrix. I'm going to provide that to you guys on my YouTube channel. This is just a self-help video, hoping that this helps someone on today and even helps you throughout 2024. But definitely be sure to use all of your material that I provided to you throughout this video. Something hopefully will resonate or will help you, or if there's any additional information that you would like or any questions that you have, always feel free to inbox me on Facebook, even comment down below on my YouTube channel. And again, I'll see you guys next time. It's Tiffany Nicole Speaks.